Peace. In this lesson, we'll be talking about how trap music is weaponized. What I mean by weaponized, this was all designed to destroy the youth, to get them in their current condition. They're out here on a suicide mission. They're dying early. They're promoting all types of narcotics and staying under the influence. And they're getting rich off talking about it. That's the plight of the so-called Negro youth right now. But this plight has been in the making for decades. Okay? So, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel, y'all may not even consider these things that I'm going to talk about in today's lesson. And God, via the Bible, said that you wouldn't think about it. You wouldn't even consider it because you don't know your nationality. So you just destroy it. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. So the ox and the donkey, they're two animals, but they know who their master is. You Israelites don't know who y'all God is in 2019 going into the year 2020. Y'all are comfortable with being called blacks and African Americans. Y'all don't even know that y'all have the strongest God in the world because you're not even tapping into their source. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. So God's saying y'all don't know y'all master and you don't even consider. So now when you don't consider, all you can consider is world star hip hop, social media, drugs, staying under the influence, killing each other, and self-hate, and everything that's toxic to you. Okay? But that, like I said, that plight was designed. That is your plight, but it was designed decades ago, and it was designed hundreds and probably thousands of years ago, according to the Bible. Let me get the book of Psalm chapter 141 verse 10. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. So David is saying, let the wicked fall into their own trap while I escape the plight that they designed for me. And just like David, we all need to say that prayer. We all need to say that prayer because J. Edgar Hoover set out the COINTELPRO initiative. And this is a list of objectives that focus on destroying the youth and basically saying that we need to get to the youth and get them under control and contain them, but you don't have to worry about the elders. Okay? Back in slavery times, the young Negro slave, the young Negro male slave, he was the main focus to be put up under back-breaking labor and to be brainwashed by being called boy over and over again. He couldn't look the white man in the eye. He couldn't walk on the same sidewalk as the white man. It was a must to break him and degrade him and beat him down. And so now we have internalized it. And that's what this video is about too. We have internalized being called boy. When you look at your entertainers, the baby, he has internalized it because he's putting off this image as a Negro that will never get to develop into a man. He'll be on boy status forever. That's what we get in our entertainment because the industry set it up like that. Another one, black youngster. Another one, Lil Uzi. Another one, NBA young boy. They don't want you to develop into a man. They want your development arrested, you so-called Negro man. That is a tribe of Israel. They want your development arrested. Okay? So let's get into another scripture. We're going to go to Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay? The Most High God is going to send his son back to get us. If you don't believe in that, you still need to believe in your own salvation and in delivering yourself. It's high time to awake out of sleep. It's too much information everywhere. It's high time to awake out of sleep. You know the time. This is a time that the youth die early. This is a time where they promote narcotics. This is a time of self-hate. You know the time. It's time to awake out of sleep. Your salvation is nearer than ever. All you got to do is take all this information and flip it. It's high time to awake out of sleep. Your development is arrested, so-called black man, is under attack. They promoting this and marketing this to the black demographic. They don't want you to develop into a man. They want you to be a boy from the age of 9 all the way up to the age of 99. That's insane. And while you're being a boy, they're the administrators of the country. Trump, Nixon, Clinton. These are the guys running the show. You can't call them boy. Okay? Let me get another scripture for that. Because you can't call this devil boy. He runs everything. He's the administrator. And you're the menial that gets called boy all the time. They want you to shave your face. Don't even grow facial hair. Just look like a boy. You'll never really get to look like a man until old age. The slave didn't get a respectable status until he was old, where he wasn't even powerful anymore. That's when the slave man got a respectable status. That's when he could tell the kids stories. He could tell stories to the oppressor kids when he was old. But when he was young, he had to just do back-breaking labor and be called boy. Just be used to jump from woman to woman. That's the same thing that these rappers promote. They jump from woman to woman. They promote self-hate. That's why you have, in 2019 going into 2020, you have so many single-parent homes. The black man's position was never to stay and raise his family. He would have kids with one woman, and the oppressor would use him to go breed with another so-called Negro woman. As far as this self-hate goes, the oppressor would use the Negro male slave to fight another Negro male slave for money. That's why things is like it is now. Okay? Let's get the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So if you're going to listen to this rap music, at least know where it stems from and know it well. Know it like the back of your hand, because it is all of our stories for the most part. We all come from being redlined. We all come from hard times, single parent homes for the most part, because this plantation that is North America has designed our plight to be like that. You so-called Negroes that make up the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Okay? If you're going to listen to this music, know where it stems from. But if you get all the way away from it, you got to get away from it too. On the flip side, I commend you for doing it. You know, to learn what I learned, I got away from this stuff for a while. I listen to it and I hear it, but I don't take in so much because I know it's a plight that's designed. I know it's marketed. I know it's toxic. I know it's destruction. And sometimes it vexes my spirit to listen to this. Okay? So when you become a man, you put away childish things. You have to be respected as a man. You know, when the Negro male had held peaceful protests, he had big signs that said, "I am a man." You know, being a man for the so-called Negro male, that's a big deal. The oppressor has done everything he could to degrade you. He said you were 3/5 of a man. He said that you were a subhuman brute beast. Okay? He's done everything to keep you from being a man like him in North America and everywhere else, but it's specifically in North America where it's worse. Okay? It's by design. There's no such thing as a coincidence with this. Okay? Let me get the same book of Corinthians, chapter 15. Let me see. Chapter 15. Okay, it might be 2 Corinthians, family. Forgive me. Nope, it's 1 Corinthians. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. So don't be deceived. That rap music that's going out, that's communication. It's a form of communication. It's called emotional appeal. These entertainers and artists have emotional appeal to the youth, and they're preaching things that are deceiving and evil and corrupt. So the youth is picking up on this stuff. Okay? It might corrupt good manners. What's the good manners? It's everything that you told your so-called Negro son and so-called Negro daughter. Don't stay out so late. Love your people. Anything. Don't eat with your elbows on the table. Don't brag on your clothes. Material clothes, they don't matter. Name brand clothes don't matter. You learned these things as a kid, but soon as you grow up and you hear a rap artist, a Negro entertainer, male, he's telling you the opposite. He's telling you to go out and get a gun, shoot your brother. That he's telling you that your sister is a hoe. You should run through as many of them as you can. He's telling you, sell dope and poison your people. He's telling you, go get you a European designer belt with the matching shoes. Come on, man. Evil communication corrupts good manners. So we have to wake out of sleep and recognize the game that's being played. See what else I got, man. The oppressor, he designed this plight for you. He, so-called black man. That's what I wanted to say. They want your development arrested, so-called black man. They don't want you to become a man. That's the most important thing to you in North America. You have to become a man. Take care of your family. Love your people. Teach your people. Fight for your people. Because right now, in your current condition, you're doing the exact opposite. You killing each other at alarming rates. You having bad money management. You're supporting every European designer and commemorating every European holiday on the calendar. You don't know which way is up right now. They market your demographic and use you to do it with this toxic, evil, corrupt communication, this deceitful message. They target the youth. They do these things. They target the youth. And if you ever take the man approach and stand up straight and develop a backbone to get your house in order, they kill your leaders. Malcolm X, dead. Martin Luther King, dead. Louis Farrakhan, I'm surprised he lasted this long to say what he got to say. Okay? Your leaders are under attack. Nipsey Hussle, dead. But if you talking about being a drug addict, a drug dealer, a murderer, an idiot, an imbecile that can just squander your money, you can last. Dr. Sebi, dead. You know what I'm saying? Anything with taking care of yourself and being a supplement instead of a toxin, they get rid of that quick. So we're going to get the book of Hebrews chapter 2 verse 1. Because we have to remember this stuff and pay attention to it. You know, and while we're remembering this stuff and paying attention to it, you know, we got to make it we have to make it the most important thing on our mind. The book of Hebrews chapter 2 verse 1. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. So we got to pay attention to this, and it should be number one on your list every day when you wake up. There is war on you, and it's a psychological warfare, man. This ain't no game. It's very subtle. That's the thing about psychological warfare. You won't even know that it's being performed. You wouldn't even know it's being waged on you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You won't even know. That's why that's why I choose to get into the fight. Y'all gotta excuse my stuttering, family. I'm a little sleepy right now. That's why I choose to make these videos and get into the fight. Bring it to you so you can know how to move in the plantation that is North America, and how to guide your family the best way you can. Okay? So with that being said, I'm out of here. You know, don't let this lesson slip. Peace.